like, are you crazy? I don't know these people. That is weird. How am I supposed to be just messaging these people? And I mean, he had given me these words to say. I'm like, these people gonna think that I'm mad. Like, I'm not doing that. Do you find yourself constantly still on edge, still exhausted, still scanning for danger even when nothing is actually wrong? Like, no matter what you do, you just cannot fully relax. Today, I want to talk about what your nervous system actually needs to begin healing from narcissistic abuse. The answer is safety, not just the absence of danger, because you can be safe on paper and still not feel like it in your own body. Real safety is something that has to be experienced repeatedly. So that's what we're getting into today. Grab your journal and pen. Let's get into it.
Do you want to heal from narcissistic abuse, but you struggle with self-doubt and second-guessing everything? If so, you're in the right place. I'm Tekyia, mom, coach, and your survivor friend. Here we mix faith, real talk, and practical tools to restore confidence and self-worth. So if you're ready to rebuild your confidence and finally feel at peace, take a deep breath. Exhale now. Let's heal for real.
Are you constantly second-guessing yourself? Questioning your own thoughts and feelings? Do you feel disconnected from the woman you used to be? Like your confidence is gone and you don't even know where to start getting it back? Friends, you're not broken. You experienced something that left a real damaging mark on your confidence, on how you hear yourself, and on whether you trust what you know. You don't have to keep navigating this season alone. If you're tired of feeling stuck and you want real support, then my clarity call is for you. This is a private one-on-one session designed specifically for women healing from narcissistic abuse who are ready to stop doubting themselves and start trusting their own voice again so they can move forward with confidence. Book your session today at www.growingthroughpains.com/coaching. Coming out of the toxic environment, I was deeply skeptical of people. I had learned that what I shared could and will be used against me. That people closest to you, or supposedly close to you, would turn on you at any given moment in the worst way possible. I had learned that vulnerability had a real painful cost. So I kept myself extremely guarded and always expected the worst. Judgment, condemnation, having what I said twisted and thrown back on me. But I thank God that even though this was my way of managing, He had a different plan in mind. He knew and understood my pain, the reason why I was reacting the way I was. And He brought friendships and community into my life. People that I could share my struggles with freely. People who could and would sit with me in all the mess without so much as flinching or running away or using it against me. And what struck me was how consistent they were, and to this day still are. No sudden shifts. No taking what I share and using it to beat me over my head or twisting it in a way that would attempt to make me be guilty. No judgment. And truthfully, at first, my body didn't know what to do with that. I would share something vulnerable and brace for the condemnation that never came. Something in me stayed constantly alert, even when there was nothing to be ready for. And gradually, I stopped bracing for the negativity with these people. Not because I decided that I would, but because my body was accumulating evidence. Evidence that these people were genuinely safe. They really cared about me. And this was different. This was something that I did not experience in a really, really long time. But before I get into what actually helps, I want to name what does not work, because I'm sure that most of us have tried it. We tell ourselves, oh, just calm down, get it together. We tell ourselves, all right, I'm going to be okay today. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be brave. We try to function normally through the hypervigilance and the anxiety. And sometimes our methods work for a moment, but the underlying issue does not change because the nervous system does not respond to decisions. It responds to experience. Consistent, repeated experience over time. You cannot just tell your body it is safe. It has to learn that through what it actually encounters. Because being in a narcissistic, abusive environment, it learns something completely different. Now, the most fundamental thing that the nervous system needs to encounter again and again is safety. Real safety. Not just the absence of physical danger, but a lived, felt, repeated experience of safety. And that is what begins to teach the nervous system that things are different now. So safety after narcissistic abuse has to be built. And today I want to talk about 3 specific places that safety comes from. The first is relational safety. And this is the one for me that I have experienced so powerfully in my healing journey and still am experiencing today. I have been blessed to be around people who are consistent, whose moods don't shift unpredictably, who don't use what I share against me, and who have been witnessing my process, the ups, the downs, the struggles, without judgment. And this matters so much because healing does not happen in isolation. You need people who can see what is in you when you cannot see it for yourself. People who can witness your growth, celebrate what you have walked through, and remind you of how far you have come on those days where you are being hard on yourself and kind of feeling a little bit hopeless. Because we all have blind spots about our own progress. We do. And safe, honest people can help us see what we are missing. When I talk about safe people, I'm not talking about yes men. Those are not the people you want in your corner as it relates to relational safety. I'm talking about people who tell the truth in love. When you need to be called out on something, they do it. They don't just sit down and leave you on your own path of destruction. No. I talk about real, true people. Now, after narcissistic abuse, this kind of relationship can feel terrifying. Trusting again in itself is a whole thing, right? So it can be frightening. But having these types of relationships is one of the most healing things that you can receive. Ask God for it. Tell him, look, God, I really would like some genuine people around me. I want people around me that can walk through this journey. People who are not the one to criticize and condemn me and make me feel worse about myself. But people who would build me up. People who can create that level of a safe environment that I need right now. And be open when he answers. Be open when he brings it. I'll tell you this. For me, the answer came in an unexpected, and at the time, I was thinking a very foolish way. I was in this group, actually 2 different groups. And God impressed upon me, reach out to these 2 particular people. I was like, are you crazy? I don't know these people. That is weird. How am I supposed to be just messaging these people? And I mean, he had given me these words to say. I'm like, these people gonna think that I'm mad. Like, I'm not doing that. But I just felt so strongly, do it, Tekyia. Just do it. And let me tell you, these 2 women, oh my goodness, it's coming up on 6 years. They have been such a blessing in the friendship arena. So when I tell you be open, I mean be open, because sometimes God will have you doing some seemingly stupid things, but his ways are not our ways. The second place that safety has to be built is in regards to emotional safety. This is about giving yourself permission to feel without bracing for negative consequences. With the narcissist, your feelings were not safe. They were dismissed, weaponized, and used against you. So you quickly learn to manage them, to hide them, keep them small and contained. But when it comes to emotional safety, that means creating space where you don't have to pretend to be okay with God, with a trusted person, even with yourself. It is where you can feel what you actually feel without it costing you something. And when that kind of space exists consistently, you start to free up because you're no longer spending your energy managing and suppressing what is real. And the third thing you need is internal safety. After years of being told that your instincts were wrong, that your perceptions were off, your reactions were too much, you stop listening to yourself. That voice that God placed inside of you that senses things, knows things, signals things, you learn to distrust it. And living at war with your own internal knowing and experience is one of the most draining experiences that you can face. Internal safety is the slow work of learning to hear your own voice again and trust what it is telling you. Not the voice of abuse, but your authentic voice, what you actually sense, feel, and know. And friend, if this is the area that you want specific support in, learning how to separate your real voice from the voice of abuse, stopping the second guessing and beginning to trust what you know, this is exactly what I work through in my one-on-one clarity call. It's a private 60-minute session, and you can book a session with me at www.growingthroughpains.com/coaching. Now I want you to hear me clearly, right? Your body, your nervous system is not your enemy. It has just been doing exactly what it learned to do in an environment that was genuinely unsafe. And what it needs now is not more effort or willpower. It needs safety. Repeated experience safety in your relationships, in how you treat your own feelings, and in how you relate to yourself. And that is built over time, not overnight. But every time you have a safe experience, it is teaching your body something new. That it doesn't have to stay on guard anymore. So give yourself grace in this process. You are worth all the time it takes. Hey friends, I hope today's episode taught you something or gave you a boost. If it did, would you take a couple seconds and share it with someone who's ready to heal from narcissistic abuse? And while you're at it, would you please leave me a quick review on Apple Podcasts? It really thrills me to know that other women are being helped. Now go ahead, stretch or grab that snack. I'll see you in our next episode.